In this video, I'm going to talk about some of the main definitions in Chapter 11, and then in class, we'll go over the differences between the different time periods in development for these various concepts. So Chapter 11 is about personality, it's about identity, and it's about the self. So first, you need those definitions. Personality refers to the enduring personal characteristics of individuals. So your personality is fairly stable. We'll talk about what does change and what doesn't change connected to personality. And there is another video about one personality theory, the Big Five. And you do need to know the Big Five. But personality is just your personal characteristics, sometimes called traits if you're following the trait perspective, that an individual has. Your identity is who a person is. It is a synthesis and integration of self-understanding, is the way your book describes it. So it's how you view yourself. And we will talk in class about different things connected to identity. Specifically, ethnic identity will be one of the things we dive into connected to this chapter, as well as Erickson's view of identity versus identity confusion. And this will also connect to the experiment we're doing in class with the identity statuses that Marcia discusses. And then finally, connected to the title of this chapter, the self, this is all the characteristics of a person. And we will be breaking this down into a few things. We'll be talking about self-understanding. We will be talking about self-regulation. We'll be talking about self-esteem and self-concept. So those are all things that you need to know. And I'll give you the definitions for those specific terms. And then in class, again, we'll break down what happens at different stages in development connected to these. So the first thing, self-understanding. This is the cognitive representation of self, substance, and self-conceptions. Which at this point might not make total sense, but this is your ability to recognize yourself as a being. In class, we'll see a video about what is called the Rouge test. It's a way to understand if kids, specifically infants, toddler age, have developed a self-understanding. So for example, if you can look in a mirror and say, hey, I'm looking at an image of myself in a mirror, you have self-understanding. The next one is self-esteem and self-concept. So self-esteem is a global evaluation of self, whereas self-concept is domain-specific evaluations of self. So this is broader and this is more specific. And in class, we'll go over things connected to self-concept versus self-esteem and how they change throughout the lifespan. And then the next one is self-regulation. So this is the last one. Self-regulation is the ability to control your behavior without having to rely on others' help. So in class before, we saw a video connected to self-regulation, specifically delayed gratification. That is controlling behavior, saying no to the marshmallow without anyone else in the room to help out. This also connects to emotion regulation, that is connected to self-regulation. And in class, we'll talk about the selective optimization with compensation theory and how that connects to mastery of certain skills. So we've got self-regulation, self-concept with the connected self-esteem, your overall self-understanding, and these are connected to the three main things in the book: the self, your identity, and your personality.